Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Namo Bhagavate Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we continue reading Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, and today's shloka is shloka number 56. Let us see the shloka. Dukkheshva anudvignamana sukeshu vigataspruha vitaraga bhayati धीर मुनिरुच्यते स्थित धीर मुनिरुच्यते सुख दुःखेष्व अनुद्विग्न मनः सुखेषु विगत स्पृहा वीतराग भय क्रोधः स्थिता धीर मुनिरुच्यते स्थित धीर मुनिरुच्यते स्थित धीर मुनिरुच्यते. Anybody wants to chant?
Dukkeshvanudvignamana Sukesh Vigata Sparaha. Dukkeshvanudvignamana Sukeshu Vigata Sparaha Vitaraga Bhayakroda Sistadir Muniruchyate.
Okay, translation and purport. One who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness, and one who is free from attachment, fear, and anger is called sage of steady mind. Purport. The word Muni means one who can agitate his mind in various ways for mental speculation without coming to factual conclusion. It is said that every Muni has different angle of vision. Unless Muni differs from other Munis, he cannot be called a Muni in the strict sense of term. Nasav Rushir Yasya Matam Na Bhinnam Mahabharat Vanaparva 1311117. But Stita Dhira Muni, as mentioned herein by the Lord, is different from ordinary Muni. The Stita Dhir Muni is always in Krishna consciousness, for he has exhausted all his business of creative speculation. He is called Prashanta Nishesha Mano Rathantara Stotra Ratana 43, and or one who has surpassed the stage of mental speculation has come to the conclusion that Lord Sri Krishna Vasudeva is everything. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. He is called Muni. He is called a Muni fixed in mind. Such a fully Krishna conscious person is not at all disturbed by the onslaughts of the threefold miseries, for he accepts all miseries as mercy of the Lord, thinking himself only worthy of more trouble due to his past misdeeds, and he sees that his miseries by the grace of Lord are minimized to the lowest. Similarly, when he is happy, he gives credit to Lord, thinking himself unworthy of happiness. He realized that it is due only to the Lord's grace that he is in such a comfortable condition and able to render better service to the Lord. And for the service to the Lord, he is always daring and active and is not influenced by attachment or aversion. Attachment means accepting things for one's own sense gratification and A detachment is the absence of such sensual attachment, but one fixed in Krishna consciousness has neither attachment nor detachment because his life is dedicated in the service of the Lord. Consequently, he is not at all angry even when his attempts are unsuccessful. Success or no success, a Krishna conscious person is always steady in his determination. So here Krishna is continuing explanation about Sthita Pragya. So yesterday, sloka we saw that Krishna told that Sthita Pragya um, is satisfied with the self. He does not go behind the material desires or desires for his own sense gratification. That is the character of the Sthita Pragya. And um, the question was also right. Sthita Pragya ka bhasha samadhista keshava. Sthita dhihi kim prabhashet. So here also Krishna is using the same word. Sthita dhihi muniruchyate. So the fixed, whose mind is fixed. Sthita dhihi. The same word, right? So here the questions, in terms of the questions, the question answered here is how does he speak. So yesterday was what is his character, now is how does he speak. So if this sthita pragya does not um, gives up all the desires, right, for sense gratification, then what happens when there are dukkha or sukha? How does he handle that? What does he say in these situations? Right. So here Krishna says, even if there is misery, his mind is steady. Even if there is happiness, his mind is steady. And he's not interested. Vigata spruha, he's not interested in happiness also. And by dukkha also, he does not get agitated. So his mind is fixed. Why? Because he has given up vita, raga, bhaya, krodha. So he has given up rag, bhaya, and krodha. Rag is attachment, bhaya is fear, krodha is anger. So he has given all these three. That is why he is sthita dhira muni. So, what happens when, what will Sthita Dhir Muni will say when there are miseries? He will say, okay, all these miseries that I am getting, these are because of my past misdeeds or the wrong things that I have done. I am suffering for that. So that is will be his answer. And if there is happiness, then also he will say, oh, these are my good deeds that I did in the past. So he's not directly attached to all these miseries or even to happiness. He does not wish that the happiness should last forever. No, he does not wish that. Or miseries also, even if they come, he does not think that, oh, I don't want these miseries. So he's not having any attachment or any fear of these miseries. And that's why he does not have any krodha, anger. So it's very practical words, right? So this can be our aspiration also, right? That, oh, I want to become like this, that even if there is any situation, I am not disturbed. Um, why his mind is not disturbed? Krishna told yesterday that he's fixed on the inner self. He's fixed on the Atma. He's satisfied with the self. That's why the external conditions does not affect him, and he just goes tolerating the external situations. So for example, the inner, if we are internally focused, right, that is it is higher consciousness, so we don't get bothered by the small miseries or happiness. So in a very crude example can be, we play different games, right? In the childhood we play these sitting games, ludo, or some there are games, right, that we play. So when we were playing those games in the childhood, we wanted to always win that game, and we never want to lose, but somebody will win, somebody will lose. So the child who wins, he will be happy, and the child who loses, he will be very sad. Oh, I lost the game. Then he will say, I want to play again. I want to play again. Let us play one more game. So he will play one more game till he wins. Even if he loses the second game also, then he gets so much sad. And then he says, oh, I don't want to play this game. Let's play something else. So he had attachment to win, and then he lost couple of times, three times. Then he has fear to lose the game again, so he don't want to play. So he gets angry, and he says, "Oh, let us play some another game." Right? So this is the sequence we have seen. We have, or maybe we have gone through all these things. That was our reaction when we were also playing. But now, if we play with our kids, right, the same game, then we are not attached to winning or losing. We know this is just a small game, and nothing depends on winning this one game or losing this game. So even if while playing with the child we lose, we don't feel any misery, or we are not sad, because there is no attachment for winning or losing. We know the reality, and this is just a game, and winning losing does not matter, so we don't get fear or attachment or growth. So this is very simple example how if we focus on higher things, then the smaller things becomes not meaningful things, and we don't lament for them. So um, similarly, we have to focus on the higher selves, that is atma, atma sakshatkar, or self realization. Then all these other problems becomes um, just no any value to them. They come and go, and we the sthita pragya will react that, oh, these are all the results of my past activities, so I have to bear it anyway. So and just he don't get entangled in it. We saw the shloka, right? If you try to control the result of the action, then you become doer, and then you get entangled. But sthita pragya knows whatever I am getting is the result of past deeds, so he don't want to control the results. So he gets free from the entanglement in day to day activities and results oriented passion. So this approach we can aspire for that in our day-to-day activities. Try to avoid control the results, and just focus on our real purpose of the life, which is self-realization. Then it will not disturb our mind. And once, because if the mind is steady, then it will focus on the higher thing inside. It will not focus outside, it will focus inside. And when the mind starts focusing inside on the intelligence and atma, then we will get the real peace. So to uh, make the mind steady or peaceful is also how we react based on our buddhi. eh. So, and the sthita pragya is aware how to react. So this is how the sthita pragya will react. So Krishna will explain more about this sthita pragya person in next few shlokas, and that we will see tomorrow. Hare Krishna. So any other points or any other additions that anyone wants to do to better understand, then please feel free to add.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Uh, the word Muni, what exactly it means, I didn't understand. Like, because here the
Yeah,
Sthitvadhi, that is different Muni, but as per like normal meaning, what does that mean, Muni?
yeah. So Srila Prabhupada gives that definition that the Muni is the person who, for the same thing, he can create different logics, right? So if a glass is half filled with water, one person can interpret, oh, it is half filled. The other will say, no, half is unfilled. So the same object, there will be different interpretations from different munis, and they use their mind to give, imagine and give some different meanings and conclusions. And then it should not be same, right? What I say should not be same what the other person said. Otherwise, I agree with him. But the Muni, like first 3-4 lines Prabhupada mentions, but the Muni will try to find out a different meaning, a different interpretation of the same object. So he spends time mostly on mental, using his intelligence and mentally imagination, speculation power to have different conclusions from the other person. And Srila Prabhupada gives this Mahabharat quote, right? Matam na bhinnam. He's not a Muni if he has the same conclusion as the other. So that's what the Munis are doing for speculation.
So I think now in Kali Yuga, it's like almost all person does the same thing, like
Yeah,
interpret
yeah,
like different interpretations. So I thought Muni means like sage kind of thing or something like that.
yeah. But see, if we say Narad Muni, we say him also Muni, right? But he is Stitadhir Muni because he's fixed in bhakti. He is the preacher of bhakti and he is the representation of bhakti, but he is Tira. He does not change his stance that, oh, you worship somebody else. No, he says only worship Krishna. So he's Titadir. But there are other munis in Kali Yuga, like you said. Yeah, there are so many munis who are actually mental speculation and try to conclude. But Kali Yuga is like that. So some people will like one logic, so they will follow him. Some people will like another logic, so they will follow him. That's what in the Kali Yuga happens, right?
Okay, understood.
It's like
Thank you so much, Hare
all
Krishna.
logics and mind things.
Actually, I was telling regarding normal people also. Like many people, they try to judge.
Yeah.
So in judgment also, they try to speculate a lot. So
Mm.
I was telling in that sense. So
Yeah, yeah, correct. So every person in one sense tries to become Muni that I am intelligent. My way of interpretation is correct, not yours. So in that way, everybody tries to become intelligent intellect. That is Muni, right? Just
okay,
mention.
yes, understood.
Yeah, yeah,
Now clearly understood.
yeah.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada uses very nice word, agitate his mind. So you just use the mind, and try to exploit the mind in different ways.
Yes. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for joining. Let us see more explanation. And
Hare Krishna.
yes,
Shall
Mataji.
I ask one question?
Yeah.
Actually, I read some chapter I forgot, but if a person, a self-realized person, or if a person become a devotee, fully surrendered to Krishna, Krishna removes all his past sins and
Mm,
present sins. Or yeah, he will be free from sins.
mm,
That one thing that I have faith on, that I'm not doubting on Krishna. And another thing here. The Muni says, whatever suffering comes, it's because of my past karma, he's telling.
mm-hmm,
And he's not blaming Krishna.
mm,
Why Krishna is giving. That's correct. Because that problem, he doesn't feel that it's a big problem, because that much he is loving Krishna and dedicating himself. So for us, if we look at him, oh, he's suffering like his feel, but he may not feel that sufferings.
mm-hmm,
Likewise, we can see some of exalted souls
mm-hmm.
currently in this. I don't want to tell. We can see there are self-realized souls. Why are they suffering? Is it law of karma we have to do? Even exalted soul also.
Yeah. So the exalted soul. So we were just reading Chaitanya Charitamrut some time back in the story of Sakshi Gopal. The Nitya Siddha devotees, right, who are already liberated, they remain in material world to glorify the Lord, and they have to go through different situations where, from ordinary point of view, we think they are suffering, but actually in those situations, because they are surrendered to Krishna, they actually enjoy the reciprocation of Krishna, because they know whatever is happening is a plan of Krishna. So for the Nitya Baddhas, Nitya Siddha devotees, so they know, so their surrender. So Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, right? It's not actually suffering. They enjoy within. They enjoy internally. The more they suffer, the more they surrender, and by surrendering, they get the reciprocation of with Krishna, which they enjoy the rasa of that reciprocation. So from external point of view, it looks like suffering, but that person is not disturbed by that suffering. So bhakti does not mean, Krishna never says that I will remove all your because the prarabdha karma remains, right? So whatever we are, because the karma is there, that's why body is there, right? If the karma finishes, body finishes, right?
Yes.
So prarabdha karma we have to bear, we have to uh, take those action reactions, but Krishna will make them in such a way that it will can be connected to bhakti. So in that way, the effect is reduced much more if it's an ordinary person.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then only this life only they will be the next life. I mean, this life itself they are liberated. Mm.
Yeah, in the same body also they may be liberated,
Mm,
also,
mm, mm.
but they
Okay.
continue.
But it's a law of karma, as you said. As long as we have a body, we have to
Hmm.
clear everything. Our
Yeah,
karma is what
and
we.
Nitya Siddhas, they
Mm.
remain in this world just to serve the Lord and glorify
Then
the Lord.
can we take some of the ISKCON spiritual master as Nitya Siddha?
Actually, they will only know, and we
Not
can.
a few of them. We can.
Yeah, there
Uh,
can be, there can be.
uh,
We have to see how they act.
Prabhupada is Nitya Siddha, is it?
Uh, it's like Maharaj says, like there should be some specific specifications or some mention somewhere.
Mm.
Then we can actually. So some say like Srila Prabhupada he was Nitya Siddha. He came for Leela. So, but there is, or he is a Shakti Vesha avatar. So different concepts are there, right? So they may be true, but we don't know, right? Because it's their relationship with Krishna, but we can judge or we can see how they react. From there we can understand, oh, this person is really surrendered, so we should aspire for their association, like that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. Let us see tomorrow about more about the Stita Pragya and how we can apply to our life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Guruji.